I'm Andy. Hi, I'm Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy.
Welcome back to my channel. So if you didn't pick up on that from the first little thing I said, I am being Andy Biersack, who is the lead singer of the band Black Veil Brides. If you don't know them, I highly suggest checking them out. So this is my Halloween costume reveal, and this is what I look like, and a lot of you probably don't even know who I am right now. It's like a disguise. So this is my first day trying on the whole costume and the makeup and paint and everything all together, and honestly I didn't think it was gonna turn out this well, but it did, and I am so stoked right now. A few minutes ago, you wouldn't even have thought I was sane, because I was freaking the heck out. So today I'm going to be going over all of the stuff that I got for the costume, and all of the links for all of these things that I bought online will be in the description of this video for you guys to find if you want to even look like this. And with how close it is to Halloween, you're probably not gonna have time to get all of this stuff. It took me, I think I've been doing this since around July is when I start most of my costumes. I've been DIYing my costumes for about 5 years now. When I first started out, I don't think they were great. Now I think they're improving. That's for sure. This is I look like Andy. Here's a picture for comparison. I'm Andy. One year I was Carl Grimes from The Walking Dead, another year I was a Khajiit from Skyrim, my OC, and then the next year me and my friend dressed up as the Fox and Bunny from Zootopia, and then I think the next year me and my friend together were Khajiits after that because I'm still obsessed with Skyrim, and then last year, same friend, we were Rachel Elizabeth Dare and Nico D'Angelo from the Percy Jackson series, and now I'm Andy. But regardless of all of this, let's hop right into the video. So this video is half just showing off what I'm so proud of making, and the other half is me actually telling you guys where I found this stuff online. Most of this was Amazon, the wig was Amazon, the necklace, Amazon, gloves, bracelets, all that, Amazon, the cuff. The earring I actually made myself. It's a clip-on because I don't have my ears pierced even though I'm almost 16, and it just came as a hoop. It was a 15-pack of clip-ons, and it's just a hoop, and then I added this on myself. I bought the charms separately. Still on Amazon. And it's a very heavy earring. It's not exactly practical to move in a lot, but hey, it works. These wonderful leather pants were also found on Amazon for around, I want to say $50. So certainly one of the pricier items, but it was worth it because they look really, really nice and they're very comfortable as well. This top belt here was also an Amazon item. However, this one I actually made completely myself. It slides off like so. And this whole entire thing was made out of leather that I found at Walmart. And then I bought the studs, however, on Amazon, and the zipper I got at a Joann Fabrics, and then I just hot glued it from there. I probably should have done a DIY on it, but even without filming it, it already took a good 3 or 4 days to complete, so I'm kind of glad I didn't. However, if you guys really want me or Andy to do a DIY on it, I can make a second one for you guys, but it took so long. It wasn't even worth it to DIY it. The shoes were also an Amazon item, and once again, one of the pricier ones, but I highly recommend these, especially if you're short like me, because I'm 5'1", and as you guys all know, Andy is at least 6'2", if not 6'4", so this gives me about 3 inches toward his height, making me around 5'5", and also I have short legs, and once again, as you all know, Andy has very long gazelle legs, as he calls them, so these give me, once again, a little bit more in the way of leg. That way I can be slightly more gazelle-ish. If you want to get those, I would advise it, so.
I would advise it. I would say do it.
The shirt I just found at a local thrift shop. They're pretty cheap to just find a regular black shirt. Heck, you might even have one in your closet. And basically all you have to do is cut some slits in it here and there. And obviously Andy cuts it way up here, but since I'm a girl, I can't really do that. And you also want to cut the neckline out to make it look more messy. So if you take a look at this shirt here, oh wow, it's a Black Veil shirt. That's ironic. I don't know how that happened. But as you can see, it's got a neckline. Most shirts do. Basically, all I did was I took around this seam. As you can see, there's a seam that goes on top of your shoulder. I basically started there and then just cut around to the front, making it look all messy. And maybe even, I think I ripped it down too a little bit. So yeah, that one's pretty simple. But I mean, if you're a guy and it's warm enough, just go shirtless. Andy goes shirtless, go for it. I can't do that. And then of course, a nice little touch is Andy's red nail. If you want, you can also paint your other nails black. But I always have this nail like this anyway, thanks to Andy, because I love his whole message of the nail. But especially for the costume, even if it's not every day for you, paint it. Do it. Yeah. I also got a coat, just in case if it gets a little bit too cold. Then we have this, and of course it's embellished with the famous Batman pin that he always wears, and 2 little studs here on my left side. It's just like the coat he wears in that picture right there. I also clipped on a little pin on my left side because I noticed that he actually does that sometimes. He puts just pins randomly on his clothes. So there you go. If you feel like it, if you have one, there you go. I actually bought a whole pack just for that because I'm like, it's gotta be perfect. But if you don't care, don't have to. Oh, it's too hot in here for this. The bandana I found at a local Walmart. Pretty easy to find, just some sort of bandana. I chose to do an American flag one because A, I like American flags myself, and B, Andy wears this one on his side quite a bit. But I mean, if you can't find an American flag one for whatever reason, then you can always go with a black one like this. I had this one as a backup in case if, something happened to this one, but this would work as well. I also put on a headband because, first of all, we all know that the seam on the front of a wig can be kind of itchy, but also, conveniently, Andy wears a headband a lot. So get yourself a headband if you'd like, and especially if you have a forehead insecurity like me. Really nice. Highly suggest it. So if you're wondering, most of the things that I have on here are extra smalls. I can't even get away with a small, to be honest. A lot of extra smalls even are too big for me. And then as far as the makeup goes, I watched a lot of different tutorials. I'll also link those down below for you guys. But I also kind of moshed all of them together. Some of them were more vague, others were like a 20-minute video, and I kind of just like pieced it together and did my own thing with it. So first off, I used just some regular foundation, and I went with something that's a little teeny bit lighter than my skin tone because I feel like Andy kind of looks almost like corpse-like. I mean, he's got the stitch going on here, so it kind of makes sense. And you don't want it to be like kiss white because he didn't go that far. You just want it to be like a fresh, like glowing white pink, but not white. You don't want to look like a ghost. And for the foundation, of course, you want a beauty blender. That's just kind of common sense. I'm sure most of you girls have one, except I myself don't usually wear makeup, so I actually had to buy one at 15 and a half. Yeah, I had to buy one because didn't have one. You're like, what? A 15-and-a-half-year-old didn't have a beauty blender? What the heck? The lipstick, once again, Walmart, just got a random red that looked dark enough, and for comparison, here's about what it looks like compared to on my lips. And if you want to get the exact same thing, it's Maybelline New York, real cheap, real easy to get at Walmart, or anywhere, really. And it's Crimson Race. 311. Huh, Crimson, like Crimson Skies? Crimson seems to be like a really popular theme with them, so perfect. So to actually get my waterline, wow, this is getting really short. But I used just a regular eyeliner to get my waterline, and then I went around with a liquid eyeliner and just did all the little, like, points or wings or whatever you want to call them. And I was being quite a perfectionist with that this morning. I was freaking out. I thought that it wasn't gonna work out. But what you have to keep in mind is that sometimes Andy's is like this, where it's bigger. Other times it looks like this, where they're thinner. And then sometimes they're really close to his eyes, and sometimes he doesn't even do those at all. So regardless, if it's too big, too small, somewhere in between, it's gonna be fine. I mean, unless of course if you like make your whole face that, then it's gonna be too much. But as long as you stop around here, it should be fine. And just don't worry about it, because his makeup is never like exact, ever. I've never ever seen it be exactly the same every single day. And sometimes he throws in something new, like that stripe down from his eye to his chin. He just throws it in randomly, like, hey, I felt like doing this today. And so it doesn't really matter. Just play around with it, have fun, have a good time, and don't be like I was this morning. I was literally freaking out. Just don't overthink it. For my top eyelid, I used just a little tiny bit of eyeshadow, just your regular black eyeshadow. Pretty simple. Once again, found at Walmart. Easy. However, the regular eyeliner and eyeshadow wasn't as dark as the liquid eyeliner, so I actually had to color over most of that once again with the liquid eyeliner. But regardless, it still made it darker, where it wasn't like trying to cover up a bunch of skin. It was just trying to cover up a little bit that was not quite dark enough, so it still made it easier, and I would recommend putting that on first and then covering it up with the liquid eyeliner, because I'll be honest, it made it a hell of a lot easier. And then because I'm naturally blonde, my eyelashes they're pretty dark, so are my eyebrows, but I still put on a little bit of mascara just to make them not so blonde and to make them more black, so that they don't like pop out at you against all that black. And then I just used the same eyeliner that I used on my waterline on my eyebrows to make them a little bit darker, and also give them that little point at the top, because Andy has those high arch eyebrows and I do not. So I just had to touch them up a little bit, and there we go. Now for the body paint. This I found on Amazon as well. I would highly condone getting this because it is awesome. And the one thing that I would say about it is that a little tiny bit goes a heck of a long way. So don't overdo it, just get the tiniest little bit on your fingers, see how it goes from there. It does not stain your skin whatsoever, even though it's black, which is like the hardest color to get out of your skin. Like the liquid eyeliner doesn't come off half as well as this paint. It's surprising. One thing that I would warn you about is before you put it all over your whole entire body, I would highly suggest putting a little tiny bit on your wrist just to make sure that you don't have an allergic reaction to it, because if it's all over your body, that might be really, really bad. Really, really bad, or just like kind of really bad, or really, 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 really bad? Oh my god, it would just be bad, okay?
Just be safe, be careful.
I used the regular eyeliner to just kind of like sketch out the stitch first, before going in with the liquid eyeliner to make it darker. Same thing with the stripe, regular eyeliner first, then followed by the liquid to make it darker. And also I used the liquid eyeliner for all of these. I just started here and kind of worked my way down. And that is done on both sides. For the nose ring, those of you who watch me a lot know that I don't actually have a nose piercing, so this is fake. I found some on Amazon, but I did not buy them because a lot of people were talking about them falling off. So instead I made this myself out of this wire. I believe it's copper wire, and sadly I don't actually remember what thickness this was, but make sure you're just like actually able to bend it, and that's all they can really tell you, because otherwise it's going to be really hard to get on and off unless if you can actually like bend it. And I put it on and then you just pinch it and then it's on. So this is what it looks like. On the inside I have this little loop to help hold it on. That's what the ones on Amazon had as well, and I kind of like copied that design. And then on this other tip I put a little dab of hot glue because I didn't want the tip to be so sharp that it would actually like hurt my nose or pierce it or anything. But yeah, besides that, just kind of mess around with it and tweak it around with some pliers and you should be good to go. And then to style the wig, I used this hairspray, which is for actual hair. It's not a wig hairspray, but it's very sticky. It was suggested by the lady who cuts my hair. Thank you so much. Shout out to Jan. Super nice gal. And she suggested this because it's super, super sticky and she stays. She does not want to move whatsoever. She's there. I don't know why my wig is a she now, but it is. But yeah, the brand is Big Hair. I don't actually know if you can say that word on YouTube, so that's probably gonna be bleeped now. But we all have to admit that this is the definition of big hair. The only thing I would really suggest doing with this wig is just run your fingers through it in an upward motion while you spritz it with big hair, and then just hold it up a little bit while it dries. Or of course you can clip it up with alligator clips, but that didn't really work with this wig. It was more of a run your fingers through while spritzing it and then hold it there. That's really all I could say. This hair was actually supposed to be standing up initially. If you look at the picture of the wig that I found online, it was standing straight up, so it was kind of a pain in the butt to bend over, but I did, so now it's kind of a bang, like Andy's. And then of course you're also gonna need one of these wig heads. Mine is named Voodoo if you want to name yours, because you prick her with these little things that hold the wig on. I think it's called a T-pin? I don't completely remember. I'm not a pro, okay? Clearly I'm not a pro. And then also it can never hurt to have one of these apparatuses. I know it looks kind of scary, but you clip it onto the edge of the counter and then you tighten it on there onto the counter, and then it holds this still, and you stick your wig head on it and then you can style it really, really easily. Once again, highly suggested. Get yourself one of these things. And if you're actually cosplaying Andy and you want to be in character, all I would say is just make your voice as deep as humanly possible for you, and kind of have that like, hey, I'm chill, I'm cool sort of attitude about life in general. But then also, if someone messes with you, just be like, hey, I'm up here and you're down there, okay? That's what I have to say to you, is I'm up here and you're down there.
I'm up here and you're down there, mother.
I know that was a heck of a lot to cover in one video, but now you guys have some ideas if you ever want to be the famous Andy Biersack from the greatest band in the world, Black Veil Brides. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope it helped you in some way, even if it was just for 1 or 2 items. I hope it cleared some things up. I also want to thank Black Veil Brides extensively because they were actually the ones who got me into rock in the first place, and lyrically, their music is just amazing. Like, it touches my heart and soul. And Andy is just, he's a beautiful man. So, yeah, I just had to say that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have something to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!